China is indeed extremely important. So from the technological perspective, from the consumption perspective, from the perspective of where the development of the whole world is going, this is the place to watch, to learn, and to learn, collaborate, and also implement some of their lessons. I'm extremely excited to live very close to mainland China. I live in Hong Kong, and to directly participate in the rise of China, in the way China is educating this world, and I'm very thrilled to be there. I'm sure that we're going to see more and more amazing Chinese companies going global. We're going to see more and more Western companies going to China, being successful in China. We are going to learn from each other, and we're going to develop together. There are many reasons why mainland China is right now where it is. First of all, it started as a manufacturing base, so all these international companies got there to manufacture cheaply. So China learned, China prepared, China was very smart to allow international community to use their technology, places, people, etc. for whatever they wanted to do. That gave China an unprecedented competitive advantage now, because they have very established manufacturing bases, they have very established logistics and supply chains, and they are all unified. They were not based on something that was built 200 years ago with the complexities of that world, like in the US or Europe. It was something that was built basically 20 years back. So the supply chains were built for global use, and they were built for convenience. At the same time, mainland China quickly embraced technology. They are the world's best country for one-to-market adoption of any kind of technology. Even though that a lot of things are not being developed in China, so 0 to 1 is still done in the US and in many other economies, but China cherry picks what's great and just throws themselves into that. And this is unmatched. And because of that, they are the kings of data, they are kings of mobile payment, they are kings of tons and tons of stuff that are going to drive the world, global world, not only world within China, forward. So if you want to see the future, I would say you need to go to China and see for yourself. Places like Shenzhen, places like Shanghai, you want to see the future, that's where you go. It used to be Japan, and now this is China. Marketing to China conference comes at a fantastic time, exactly the time when China is already very well known in the West, and Europe is inquiring about how to work with China. But at the same time, there's very little understanding of what mainland China really is, how to participate in the consumer markets, how to bring your brands, how to sell to Chinese. And there are conferences of this sort in Asia, but very few of them are actually held in this part of the world. So I'm extremely excited to see that the interest has finally, this threshold of interest has finally tipped, and we have a conference where we brought speakers from Asia coming here and educated local businesses, educating local entrepreneurs. This is great timing, and this is very awesome. I also think that Thomas and the team has done a fantastic job putting this speaking faculty together. So they took China experts from within the country, and they flew them all the way to Europe to not just talk about the concepts and theory, but introduce what is really happening right now firsthand. And this is fantastic. So it's a great location. I'm really happy that this is happening in Europe. This is a great speaking faculty, and I see that awesome people, awesome businesses in both B2C and B2B space showed up. So all the ingredients of a fantastic conference are basically here, boiling in one pot, and I'm excited to be part of it. When people think about joining conferences about China, they usually ask themselves a question like, am I working in China? Or, maybe I'm small, I don't want to enter, or maybe it's like not B2B business, or maybe it's not within my industry. Is it really relevant? I would say that right now China is so big and so important for so many sectors that it just simply cannot be ignored. So it doesn't matter whether you come from B2B business or B2C business. It doesn't matter whether your company is big and already is working within China borders, or you're just a newcomer that's just looking to enter that market, or you don't have plans to expand into China, you are just serving Chinese tourists or Chinese students within the borders of your own country and economy. But this is the space you cannot ignore. And conferences like this provide you opportunity to get educated, to understand, to connect with other industry insiders, and basically be prepared for whatever move you are going to make within this space. So doesn't matter where you are right now on this map of interest in China and in Chinese consumers. It's not something you can afford to ignore. So don't think twice and join, read, immerse yourself, because as I mentioned before, China is the future.